Okay, well, we're coming to the end almost because we gotta end soon.
Oh, yeah.
But I just want to know, like, what is your process when you do choreography? What is your process? Like, I mean, you were talking about it because, like, at some point, like, with Anything Goes, you know, he said, like, it has to be more classic, you know, like 60s or whatever. So when either that happens, like, obviously you do some research, but then, like, when it's not, what is your process? When it's nothing that's like, when it could just be anything, what's your process?
Ooh, okay. I love choreographing hip hop, pop, R&B. That's like my jam. I absolutely love. I took 3 modern dance classes in my life. Those classes, I think, were really like fundamental in just like me being able to choreograph. Also,
right.
I grew up doing K-pop choreography. That's like the
okay.
Like I was
For another time, I want to see that.
yes. I would like sit in front of my TV. I was like a Blackpink stan when I was in 4th and 5th grade.
Yes.
You had to pry me away from the TV.
Oh.
When Blackpink released, I was the first to watch. Like,
I'm still Blackpink stan.
I feel like I've branched like into like other groups now, but like I'm more like boy groups now because I feel like also like I need to learn how to masculinize my choreography because my friends are like, you dance like a girl. And I was like, well, yes.
Well, first of all, there's nothing wrong with that.
I love my little like classical dances. Like, it's so much fun. Like, I feel like seeing how like K-pop choreography is, and like, because that is like adept to like singing and dancing. Like, other styles are like expect you to just dance focus only.
Right.
K-pop, it's like I think that's a very accessible dance style because you see like there's K-pop cover groups all over.
Yeah.
And learning K-pop dances, I think, taught me how to like manage singing and dancing. So knowing what moves are like, yeah, let's keep that because I think it'll be possible, and like, oh, we got to cut this because it's not possible with singing.
Right.
And when it comes to just like, I always freestyle first. I feel like freestyling gets you like the movement and like whether you're choreographing on the lyrics or you're choreographing on the drum or you're choreographing on the snare or you're choreographing on the synth. Like, I want to focus on one at a time, and I like switching it up a little bit because I feel like it piques attention a little bit more. And I feel like when I freestyle, I do it different every time, and I like to record if I feel it. Like I'm like, ooh, I have a lot of energy. Let me record this freestyle just in case something works. Yeah. And I have like 33-minute recordings on my phone of like me freestyling.
Hey.
And it works.
It works.
And yeah, like for a stylized show, of course, I have to do like my research beforehand. I'm like, I freestyle. And I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna watch a video on like there are YouTube videos for like 60s style of dancing, or like there's like really old like almost like mockumentary type videos of like how the 60s were, and I feel like you can tell a lot just from like the style of them, and like I think with clothing helps so much because you'll see how things move in the clothing.
Yes.
And I feel I take it like freestyle, I go period, and then I go like, how does it work with singing clothing? Yeah. And if it's not musical theater, I'm just like, I do what I want. Like, I do what you want. I do what I want. Like, it's so 100%. Much like, it's so freeing almost. I feel like when I do freestyle, it's just, I feel so in my body, and it feels like, I feel like if I were to like, you know, teach like a hip hop class or teach like a jazz class, like I feel like that would be a very fulfilling journey for me. Like I see myself in like, if I, of course I want to go on stage, but like, choreography is just like so much fun. And speaking of, I also do want to hear your creative journey with choreography, because I really want to like pick out like how your wheels turn. I feel like this is what like
how my wheels turn.
Yeah, before even we started this podcast, and I was just like, when I submitted the form of like, I want to do a podcast, this is the question I had locked and loaded. I was like, I want to know. I'm sad.
Okay. Well, my journey, I mean, I've danced since I was in high school. I started as like an athlete. So I started as an athlete first. Like I did basketball all the way from first grade to like to high school. And then I ended up having a coach I didn't like, and I ended up quitting basketball. And I was like, you know what? I am done. I'm like, I need some other form of like movement. So I found dance. And then in high school, we obviously had like some choreography, like projects and things like that. And I was like, yeah, like you were just like, wow, this is kind of fun. This is like, seems really cool to just think of moves and try to figure out how to play with the music or whatever. And I didn't really think much of it. So I wanted to dance more than I wanted to choreograph at that point. Right. And then, so I, got into school for dance. I went to, DVC, and then I went to SF State for dance. And And even then, it was just all performing. Nothing like, not really choreography. Like, there's projects. Had projects here and there. Still not like, I love choreography. I love to do it. And I got into a bunch of shows, like musical theater. And then at some point, I did this one show, and the choreographer slash director was like, hey, they're looking for a choreographer for this musical. And it was at Tri-Valley Repertory Theater at that point. And she was like, you'd be great at it. And I was like, would I? Because you've never actually seen me choreograph. Like, you've seen me dance. Mm-hmm. She's like, no, but I've seen you dance, and like, I think based on what I see, like, you would just do great. And they're just looking for an assistant. And I was like, oh, an assistant. Yeah, sure, I'll just do an assistant. That show was Jesus Christ Superstar at Tri-Valley Repertory Theater back in 2017, I want to say. Yeah, and that was my first ever like theater production I choreographed. Before that, I choreographed, recitals and pieces like that. Loved doing that. Always had fun with the kids, but it wasn't like adults. People who like people who actually have like opinions and like will say things. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so I will say that show was a train wreck for me. Like, I had no idea what to do, and like they threw me onto this like almost semi-professional, like it's professional theater, but like they threw me onto that project or that production, and I was like, I don't know how to do formations like this, and like I don't know how to incorporate singing with the dancing. Like, I've been in musicals, but like to like think of how to do that, it was just like, what is life? So I will say that, like, I loved the choreography I ended up coming up with, but I will say that the process was really rough because I was kind of almost making it up as I went. Yeah. But it was enough that they called me back for another show after that, right? So then they ended up making me the main choreographer for Little Mermaid, and my husband was actually the co-choreographer for that. And so, yeah, like, after that, like, I guess Jesus Christ Superstar was the kind of like the one that made this choreography career fly. And then after that, I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe this is something that I do enjoy doing, and maybe like taking another stab at it in Little Mermaid might be a little bit better. I'll be a little bit more prepared. It'll be a little bit more organized and things like that. And so that show came out really great. And then after that, I'm like, yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Let's try it. Did another show after, and another show after, and another show after, and then COVID came along. And yeah. And so then I was like, okay, well, the performer in me was like, well, I'm not being fulfilled. I feel like I just want to, I want to perform now, not choreograph. And I want to be behind the table. But then as I was performing a whole bunch, it kind of came to the point, like, what in like the community theater world, and I don't know how many people feel this way, but like whenever you're like a dancer, it's like it's very easy to just like be stuck to that one label, and then you're just like dance captain, ensemble, not really seen for many roles, that kind of thing. Like, you're called back for them, but because they're like, oh, but you're so fabulous as ensemble, like, we'll just put you in there. And then not very many choreographers know how to work with non-dancers and dancers in tandem. Yeah. And so what tends to happen is they move towards the non-dancer-esque end, right? And make everything a little bit more accessible for everyone in general, which I agree. However, your dancers that do dance and can really, really do a lot of other things kind of get left behind, and like it doesn't feel fulfilling to them. So I ended up stopping performing for a little bit right before COVID hit, and I was like, well, I do miss performing. So that's when I started getting into the NBA, NFL kind of world, right? So I was like, if I'm not going to perform at the highest caliber I can in musicals, even though I love musicals, I'm going to try to find it somewhere else. Yeah. So I ended up going into NBA, and I was like, whoa, this is crazy. This world is wild. Like, I was like inspired in the best ways, because I'm like, I'm now like, don't want to be like one of those people, but like in auditions and musicals, sometimes like, who's the best, like not the best dancer, but there's like you have some like dance experience over a lot of other people, right? But being in the NBA and NFL world, it's like the complete opposite. Like you come in and you're like, holy moly, this is like everybody's the best, you know? And so it just lit a fire in me. And like it lit a fire and wanted me to like, I wanted to grow, like, and be the best I could be. And this is what I was waiting for. Like, this is the kind of dancing I've always wanted to do. And like push, like learn new tricks, do new things, find new ways to look at music or feel music. And so that's what like the NBA NFL journey was for me, whether or not I made the team. Which like at the end of the day, yes, I would wanted to, but I think the journey was like the thing I took away the most, was making the friends, but also just like having that, the growth mindset and the musicality, the different perspectives, the visions of choreographers and how they weave through formations and things like that. And it's just like, I have taken that and now have instilled it into what I have, or I'm doing now, right? So like, that is where my choreography journey has came to. And then now, like the way that I like to do my process is like using that NBA, NFL-esque musicality or vision. Like I want to put it on other people, right? So like after COVID, I ended up choreographing Matilda at Berkeley Playhouse. And I wasn't thinking about, again, choreography, right? I'm like in that performance mindset, NBA, NFL at that point at all times. But I was like, you know what? My friend's choreographing it and I'm like, I'll help you, right? Like he asked me to co-choreograph. And I said, but if we're going to do this, we're going to do this right. And we're not going to dumb down anything. We're going to push everybody in a way that it's still accessible, but like that they're going to feel like they're actually doing something, you know? And so, especially with the kids, right? It's like Matilda, it's kids. Like I want to make sure these kids like are feeling like they're being used, right? And so we did that production and I was so proud of it. And I was so proud of what we did. And then at that point I was like, okay, I think there's something here. And then after that show, I kind of like was like, how can I mix that NBA NFL into the musical theater and create, I don't know, just like different movement that you don't necessarily see. / also, like the movement is accessible. Like even if you think about like NBA and NFL style, yes, it is tricky, it is hard, but like it only looks complicated because it's so clean, it's so sharp, it's so like it's so precise. Mm-hmm. And I think that's something that I've like now come to realize. I'm like, yes, I may not have all amazing dancers, or like I may have a couple of like dancers who've been dancing since therefore, or then I may have a couple dancers who like non-dancers, right? But the way I can bring them together is give them choreography that's not necessarily too simple, but choreography that's clean enough that they can still look good doing. You know what I mean? And then also like finding the music, right? Like changing up the music to hear it differently. Because you can choreograph something on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and yeah, amazing, wild. But like to change up the dynamics of a song by using a 1 and or 2 and or 3 and or like changing up those counts is what makes you go, whoa, right? Like, okay, now we can like now we're telling something completely different about this, right? And so that is like what I try to aim to do every single time when I choreograph, is that I want to find a different way to like read the music through our bodies. Mm-hmm. My process is like whenever I'm about to choreograph something, I literally just sit and I put my headphones on and I just listen. And like I listen to what the music's asking of me, right? Because a lot of the times that's like dance is an expression and it's language, right? And the music is your translation. Like you are translating the music in your body. So if the music is asking you to do something like a boom, right? Or like a boom, you know, like your body is going to have to translate that somehow. So how, like, it's understanding what your music is first, and then figuring out, okay, how does that look like in a body, right? So literally I will sit there and headphones in, close my eyes, and I'll just listen to the music, and I'll be like, that sounds like a formation change. That sounds like like a hard hit, or that sounds like you know, like you have to get something like to find those beats, right? So that I start there. Then after that, I'll like try to like just move my body and like feel it in, you know, in the body. I actually really never have ever videoed myself doing choreography. Never.
Wow.
I just like type it on my computer. It's so weird. And I sometimes I feel like an imposter doing this because my husband, like, I'll literally put the headphones on and I'm just like sitting there like after I've listened to the music, and then I just start typing. And then he'll just see me twitching. And I'm just like, and then I'm like, you know, just like random things. And he's like, are you choreographing right now? I'm like, yes. And he's like, okay, cool. Yeah. And then after that, I'll start thinking, okay, start writing down formations. And then I'll start seeing like the patterns and how we should move the formations. I would say formations are probably not my strongest. Yeah, like I'm still working on it. However, that K-pop, I'm trying to study K-pop formation changes, and that is something I'm like I'm like I want to incorporate into my choreography. So like the K-pop formation changes, because they seamlessly, like you said, they seamlessly make it seem, you know, whoever's singing like pops out in just random spots. Yeah. And so like I want to find a way to incorporate that into like musical choreography, you know. And I tried to for Bend and Snap. I did it for Legally Blonde. I did like a little K-poppy situation for like the first like look at my thighs. Yeah. So like I had 4 of them, which was easy. But to take a group of 20, how do I do that? You know what I mean? So that's something I'm still trying to work on. And I would say formations are probably my not my forte. Yeah. But it is fun to like work that. So that is my process. And I think the most important part about choreography for me really is the music. Like if you don't understand your music and you don't understand what it's asking of you, then I don't know. Like I don't think that like we're really using our bodies in the best ways possible to tell a story, right? So that's kind of like where I am when I get to choreography. That's a really long rant, but like
but no, that was like wow. And hey, like not even all K-pop choreographers are like good with formations either. Like if you girl, sorry, this is a little sad. Cat's Eye, come on now. Oh, how can you not do a formation with 6 girls? I mean 5 now as of recording, but like sorry, it's been on my mind. I'm just like
right.
But like, you know, there's like so many camera groups that are like just so good with like using their body to tell that story. And like having like a group of 7 or a group of 9 or a group of like 4 like be able to just like I don't know, like just maneuver themselves in a way that is technically and performance wise aesthetic to look at, but also matches what the music demands.
Right.
Like there are so many choreographers that are just like so talented with that. Like, oh my god.
There are. Yeah, and I here's another thing for anybody out there too. I fully say that like you need to just use the resources that you have. Like use the people that inspire you. Like or even people around you. Like never let that ever intimidate you, right? Like you say, "Oh, they're the best dancer or they're the best singer," or whatever. Use that as fire, right? Use that to light that in you, to grow, to get better, to don't let it stifle you, right? Like don't let it intimidate you. And I think that's one thing that I just like over time have like loved that I learned, right? Because I don't think I would be, or I don't think you would be in the position you were in if you let other people like comparison like
is the death of creation.
Is the death of creation is also the death of joy. So like never compare yourself. And I think that's just something that over time that helped me was like using people, like using the K-pop people, using the other choreographers that I know and love, right? Like I fully believe that each of us have something to offer each other, and never let that be something that intimidates you, right? Like yeah. I just feel like people should know that. People should know that we need to use each other and lean on each other. And if you have questions or you need advice or inspiration, don't be afraid to ask.
Everyone is like a vessel for a thought. That's what I like to go. Like not even just in like a dancing aspect, in everything. Like if like I'm a huge people watcher. Like there's a vessel of thought in every person I see. Like when I see, if I'm like on a train and I'm just like seeing how people react with each other, like I feel a little disrespectful doing it because I'm staring. I'm sorry, I can't help. But like there's so much beauty in art. This is so like spiritual and like almost extraterrestrial and kind of like corny in a sense to say, but it's true. Like if you can find it, there's always a thought and intention and art behind everyday behavior, everyday creation, everyday art, everyday, like literally anything you do, you can find something in there. And I think that is like I think my biggest growth was when like I was watching people the most. Like that's when I feel like I'm growing.
Right. Yeah, 100%. And there's like another quote where it's just like, you are made up of a million pieces of other people you've ever met.
That's so true.
Yeah, and that's not even just like art wise. It's just like in general, like you are made up of a million pieces like of people you've ever interacted with. So yeah, 100% there's like intention. Also, speaking of that, like intention and choreography, like if you're just watching, like my favorite dancers are the people who I can literally just watch, and when they dance, I just think that they're having a conversation with me. And that's like, and so that is something that when you just watch other people, like even in general, just like people watching on the train, it's like, how can you translate how they're moving into a dance, you know? Right? And like, I think we kind of miss that a lot, because I think when we think of a dance and like when you think of choreography, you're thinking like, oh, I need to have them moving. It's
so separated from like
separated. But like even just the simple like lift, like tick, I don't know, like something like, I don't know, like even if I'm having a conversation with you, like how would my body move in that sense, right? Like I don't know. I think we're just missing the storytelling and over dancing. I think that's what I'm looking for. Is over dancing. It's like we just think that we just need to throw choreography, vomit choreography, because we just have music. But like the simplest just little head move, simplest little like drop of a level, soften of a chest, so like it's just enough. It's enough, you know? Yeah. Anyway, this has been so fun.
This is, oh my god, this is like the highlight of my summer right here. Like this was like,
I love this so much, and I am so proud of you. I truly am so proud of you, and I'm literally so excited to be on stage with you. This is a dream, and
this is gonna be, oh my gosh.
Yeah, so come see us in Newsies if this comes out before Newsies. We open July 24th.
Yeah.
Close August 9 at TMC Arts, Castro Valley. Otherwise, please check out all the ICDT stuff happening here. We have so many things. We got main stage, we got junior productions, we got the
kids productions.
We also got just a bunch of fun classes too.
Yes.
So check it out. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everybody. Thanks so much. I love you.